structure holding that entire company together.
Oh, our listeners got something to share. Let's hear it.
Yeah. Could you explain accounting for stock warrants and stock warrants issued for other securities? Number 19.
Hey there, I love that you're jumping straight into the deep end with us.
It's a great question because warrants and options are really the gears behind the scenes.
I think when you said stop horns, you meant stock options, which we're definitely covering.
Both warrants and options are what we call dilutive securities.
Essentially, they are promises that more shares might exist in the future.
What's fascinating is how we account for them when they're issued with other things.
Like when a company sells a bond but attaches a detachable stock warrant to it. Oh, go for it.
Yeah, what is a detachable stock warrant?
That is a fantastic catch. I would have been clearer there.
It is actually a detachable stock warrant, which is a bit of a specific creature.
Think of it like a coupon attached to a bond that you can actually tear off.
Exactly. Once you detach it, you can sell that warrant separately from the bond itself.
It gives the owner the right to buy stock at a fixed price later on.
So when a company sells a bond with these warrants, they're basically selling two things.
Which means we have to figure out how much of that cash belongs to each.
If we know what both the bond and the warrant are worth, we use the proportional method.
We just slice the proceeds based on their relative fair market values.
But if we only know the value of one, we use the incremental method instead.
We give the known part its value and the rest just goes to the other one.
It's all about making sure we don't hide the true cost of borrowing money. Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
All right, well then, can you do number 19 for me?
You got it. Let's dive right into those numbers for question 19.
This is a perfect example of the proportional method we just mentioned.
Okay, so we have 200 bonds, each with $1,000 face value.
And the company sells them at 102%.
So 200,000 times 1.02, that's 204,000 total.
Exactly. That is the actual cash the company just pulled in.
But now we have to split that cash between the bonds and the warrants.
Right, because without the warrants, the market says those bonds are only worth 98%.
Which means the fair value for just the bonds is $196,000.
And we know the warrants are selling for $300 each.
200 warrants at $300 a pop equals $60,000.
Now, if we add those two fair values together, oh, go for it.
Sorry, what? Could you repeat that?
That is the ultimate keep it real question. You're basically asking me why we're doing all this math.
It's because that $204,000 isn't just one big sile of money to accountants.
Right, if we just say it's all debt, we're lying about how much the company's actually borrowing.
Exactly. If we have separate the warrants, we hide the true interest cost of that bond.
It's like buying a car that comes with a free vacation. Need to know the car's real price.
So we use those fair values we just found to slice the actual cash fairly.
Let's finish that slice then. Our total fair value is $256,000.
Even though we only got $204,000 in cash, the proportions stay the same.
The bonds represent about 76.56% of that total fair value.
And the warrants make up the remaining.
Oh yeah, let's hear it.
This sounds like gibberish. What are you saying? Like, so 200 bonds at 100.
Hey, yeah, what's up?
200 bonds at face value of 100, 1,000 at 102. So they'll receive.
Ah, yeah, uh-huh.
So they'll receive 204,000 because it's on a premium. But like what?
Oh, yeah. Go on.
But each of those 200 bonds was issued with one detachable stock warrant.
Oh yeah, uh-huh.
So what's the difference between a detachable stock warrant and just a normal stock warrant?
That is a great question to clear up the confusion.
Yeah, it's easy to get lost in the terminology when it's all new.
Think of a share of stock as actually owning a piece of the pie.
You're in. You've got the ownership right now.
But a warrant, that's more like an invitation to buy that pie later.
It's a certificate that lets you buy stock at a specific price for a limited time.
And because it's detachable, you can sell that invitation to someone else if you want.
Exactly. Stock is ownership. A warrant is...
Oh, back to our listener. What's up?
So all warrants are detachable?
That is a really sharp question to ask.
It's an important distinction because Actually, not all warrants are detachable.
Right, some are stuck to the bond like permanent glue.
We call those non-detachable warrants, and you can't trade them separately.
But the ones we're looking at in our example are the detachable kind.
Exactly, which is why we have to do this specific accounting split.
Because they can go their separate ways, they each have their own market value.
So going back to those numbers you caught, we had that $204,000.
We were just figuring out how much of that cash pile belongs to those detachable warrants.
Since the warrants were 23.44% of our total fair value,
We applied that same percentage to the actual cash we received from the investors.
23.4% of 204,000 is $47,818.
That's the amount we officially assigned. Yep, go on.
Well, what are you talking about? so, the,
Oh, yeah, uh-huh.
so they are issued with a detachable stock warrant. But then,
Oh yeah, let's hear it.
after issuance, the bonds were selling at 98% without the warrants. Um,
Oh, go for it.
and why are they selling at 98 without the warrants?
That is a brilliant question to ask.
It really hits on the heart of why we do this math.
Think about it like a value meal at a fast food place.
Exactly. The burger, fries, and drink together have one price.
If you take away the fries and the drink, the burger's worth less.
That's why the bond drops to 98%.
Investors paid 102% because they wanted the warrant.
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
Wait, so is the market price of the warrant with the detachable, or is it without?
Oh, go for it.
Is the market price of the warrant 300 if there is a detachable stock warrant?
You nailed it. That $300 is the market price of the warrant on its own.
Exactly. Since it's detachable, it has a life of its own in the trading world.
So the market looks at that warrant and says, that right to buy stock is worth $300.
It's basically the price people are willing to.
Oh yeah, let's hear it.
So that's the price of the warrant.
You got it. That $300 is exactly what the market says one warrant is worth.
It is the price people are willing to pay for that future possibility of ownership.
And that is why those investors were so happy to pay 102%.
They weren't just buying a bond, they were buying that specific $300 potential.
But like we said, once you strip those fries away, the burger's just a burger.
Right, which is why the value of the bond alone dropped down to 98%. So we take that 98.
Hey, yeah, what's up?
So what is the aggregated fair value then?
You are likely thinking of that $256,000 number we hit earlier.
In accounting, we call that the aggregate fair value, which is just a fancy way of saying total.
Right. It is just the sum of the bond value and the warrant value added together.
We use that aggregate total as a yardstick to measure the proportions of each security.
So since the warrants are 60,000 out of that 256,000 total,
They represent about 23.44% of the overall fair market value.
then we take that same slice from the actual 204,000.
Ah, yeah, uh-huh.
So that's the fair value of the warrants, and then without the warrants, the stock's only worth.
Oh, yeah. Go on.
Like, how much is the stock worth without the warrants?
That is a great detail to nail down for our math here.
I think you were asking about the bond value without those warrants attached, right?
Exactly. The market says the bonds alone are worth 98% of their face value.
So we take our 200 bonds at $1,000 each, which is 200,000.
Then we multiply that by 98% to find the value of just the debt.
That gives us $196,000 for the bonds by themselves. Oh, yeah, uh-huh.
Okay, so then there's the value of the warrants, and then the value of the warrants.
Oh, back to our listener. What's up?
The value of the warrants plus the stock without the warrants.
Exactly. You've got the two main ingredients for our total fair value pie right there.
Precisely. You're adding that 60,000 for the warrants to the 196,000 for the bonds.
And when you put those together, you get that $256,000 aggregate fair value.
That aggregate value is the benchmark we use to divide the actual $204,000 received.
It's like checking the price of a burger and fries separately to split a combo meal's cost.
Even though the bundle price is different, the ratio of the individual parts stays.
Yep. Go on.
So then you can get the percentage of how much is allocated to the bonds,
Oh, yeah,
how much of that is allocated to the warrants. But then like
Oh yeah, let's hear it.
why is the total allocation to the bonds at 204,000? Like why is that?
Oh, go for it.
Because 204,000 is the warrant is the bond with the warrant.
Exactly. You hit the nail on the head. That 204,000 is the actual cash.
It is the combined price the investors paid for the bundle, the bond, and the warrant together.
Right, but we can't just leave it in one big bucket on the balance sheet.
Because the total fair value of the individual parts is actually higher than the bundle price.
It's like buying that value meal for $8, even though the items cost 10 separately.
So we use those proportions to Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
So the amount allocated to the bonds and warrants is the actual cash, as in like the bonds that was purchased with the warrants at 204.
Yes, you have absolutely nailed it. That is exactly what is happening here.
Spot on. We are taking that $204,000 of actual cash.
And we are carving that one big pile of money into two distinct counting buckets.
Right. We use those proportions we calculated earlier to divide that specific 204,000.
Since the warrants were about 23% of the fair value, they get 23% of the cash.
That means $47,818 is assigned to the warrants, as we discussed.
And the remaining cash, that $156,000, is what we officially record for the bonds.
This math is what keeps the company's financial